Welcome to another mental health mini segment with me, your host. I don't know about you, but I love observing animals in their natural habitat. They really teach me to be present. I think that a lot of us can relate to the busyness of the world, the noises. There's just a lot going on online and offline. And so I really do challenge myself to go outside and, spend some time watching animals just exist. And everything is so perfect to me when I do that. I don't compare them to other animals. I just observe them for what they are and what they do. And everything about them is so perfect to me. And I think we've lost that in a lot of our human interactions, our human experiences. And so, yeah, I took this footage and I thought that it would be fun to have it as an ASMR so you can hear what's going on. I was parked in an empty parking lot and I was just watching them and I was reflecting on some notes that I had taken from earlier in the day, and I wanted to share that with you as well. So, remember when we were kids and there just seemed to be so many novel experiences? Maybe it was because we were young and we didn't have too many memories to look back on. Maybe it was because we actually were trained to see the awe, the joy in the little things. That's what I observe when I look at animals. I feel like they really enjoy the little things, like here I'm looking at the beautiful trees and how the wind, blows through them. I'm looking at the attention to detail that these chipmunks slash squirrels that I can't tell apart, they have to whatever they're eating when they climb onto, that wooden structure. Is it to be able to look for threats and predators? Is it that they want to be able to look at the beautiful Edmonton River Valley? Maybe, I don't know. But when I look at animals, I remember that childlike awe and that childlike wonder that I think adulthood kind of robs us from. And I think we really need to bring it back. And it turns out I'm not the only one who thinks that. There's actually neuroscience backing it up. If you're watching this video and wondering why I'm all over the place with this footage, it's because these little creatures are so fast and I kept losing them and then I would find them again. So bear with me and my photography. Jackpot, we have found the specimen. Here we go. So the neuroscience shows that taking little breaks like what I'm doing here in your busy schedule is actually really effective. So, take a skill that you're practicing. Let's say that you're working for 20 minutes or working on a skill that you're trying to perfect. If you take 5 or 10-minute breaks in between, that pause is actually called the startle effect. And so, what's happening is once that pause ends, your brain actually hyperfocuses and it registers what maybe didn't get registered before because it got that pause. And this is really important for those of you who maybe work through your breaks at work. No shame, no judgment. I've done that. Some days we are so busy. I've had clients that have told me over the years, I've been so busy I didn't even take a lunch break, or I work through my breaks and then I go home earlier. And while I understand, wanting to go home and be with family or in your safe space, if that's where your home is, breaks are really important. So, something to consider whether you work from home or you work in an office space, taking breaks are really important. And oftentimes you get paid for them, and sometimes you don't even get paid for them. So, if you're working through them, is that unpaid hours? I don't know. But you deserve breaks. So I hope that encourages you to take them whenever applicable throughout your day. Another very important reason to press pause and give yourself permission for pause is that we live in what Mel Robbins calls the attention economy. So we have all of these algorithms, these apps on our phones that are literally fighting for our attention, fighting to hold it and retain it. Hence the emergence of short form content, which is quite literally designed to keep our attention. I can definitely attest to that as a content creator, as these algorithms and apps have changed from 1 minute to 30 seconds to 20 seconds. So too has our content to match that because we are trying to cram as much information into the duration so it's worth people's time. It's important to recognize that all of this information that's constantly being thrown at you means that you also need your brain to process. When you are pausing, what's happening is your brain is actually given a chance to process. There are circulatory changes when that happens. Just know that when you are learning and when you are in that state of doing, the brain isn't able to change. But once you pause, it is. So if you're interested in things like neuroplasticity or developing new skills or perfecting your craft or even being more creative with what you do, now you know that pressing pause can assist with that. Finally, if you have negative self talk or rumination, you would like to just bring in new mental energy, pressing pause can interrupt that linear thinking pattern and really actually open you up towards new energy. You can train yourself to do what I'm doing here by practicing mindfulness and just looking at how the sun is beaming through the trees, how these beautiful animals are running around, and how the water is glistening. I hope that this segment was beneficial for you and that you give yourself the permission to take breaks and pause. We are all busy, everybody's busy, but everybody also deserves breaks, and you definitely do too. So I'm proud of you for listening to this. Give yourself a pat on the back for me. Thank you for subscribing, sharing this information with people you care about, liking and supporting. I appreciate you for being here, and I look so forward to making more of these for you. Oh, and one more thing. Just know that if you're coming from any of my socials, you are entitled to a free mental health consultation with me in case you're interested in coaching and learning how to be more mindful and learning practical ways to implement the pause in your life. Okay, talk soon. Bye.